Hello everyone, this is Derek Godard, the Oscillating Tortoise on the Blipsounds Discord channel. This is for my, regards to my submission for the September competition. I want to kind of explain what I did for my meow sound and the process of how I modified it and modulated it. So, I usually put all my original, I usually always put my original sound files below the whole project, just so I have a reference of where they are. This is the original cat meow right here, as you can hear. I'm just gonna mute this real quick. Sorry. And that was the original sound that Brian provided for us to use for our competition. When I heard this sound, I knew that I wanted to use it as a main component to overall sound, and so I decided to try to make it the lightning and striking sound that goes on in the hero video. So the first phase I kind of went through with this process of changing the meow was first detuning and layering. I also tried reversing it and doing different things like that, but I ended up not really finding results that I liked when I did that. But I did leave it detuned, and I did some layering as well. I kept it at warp so that when I did detune it up, it wouldn't shrink down as I was actually using it. So it still retained the original full file without ruining the quality and shrinking the audio file too small. So going to the next phase is I use a flanger and a modulation plugin by Waves called Enigma to kind of give it more of a more out of this world sound. So we went from detune like this to something completely wild, honestly. What I actually did was I turned on the modulation. I made the waveform triangle. I tried the other ones. Sine wave was actually very similar to triangle still, but square and saw up and saw down were the ones that actually you would notice that you would hear the meow. And I wanted the sound to not sound like the meow. I wanted it to be something totally different and sound like it was a completely different sound. And I also increased the rate by almost the second to last fastest setting on this. I also added some adjusted the EQ and for the feedback. I increased to 2K hertz region, and I also decreased around the 128 hertz region for feedback, and I made the wet signal mono. So overall, you can hear the three different stages that we had. We have the original cat sound, the detuned and layered cat sound, and I'll show you the layering once we get back up there. But for now, the detuned, and then finally the final product of them all. Okay, so awesome. So we go up here, and I grouped them. I layered and grouped each layering group 3 times, just for the different strikes. For the first strike, the second, and then the third as well. I did this mainly originally to control the reverb timing and also the reverb how I wanted it. I knew that the second impact wasn't going to be as brutal as the final, and because in Smash Brothers, they always tend to make the long sequencing attacks to be the first being the strongest, and anything in between there is kind of the weakened, and then the final hit is usually the one that sends them flying off stage, just like how the video is now. The same plugins. I had the Enigma, the reverb on it, and I also added a compressor this time. The only thing I really changed differently between these was, of course, again with this middle one, I made the reverb a little bit shorter by a couple milliseconds, and actually I made the signal more wetter. And that's really all I did with that. And so, in the long run, this is what you kind of get. This is what you end up hearing when you play the video. And I'm gonna pull it up right here. You may not be able to see the video, but you can at least hear what's happening. I apologize, but OBS is not. But yeah, so it was it took a lot of trial and error, but I was very happy with the overall effect of kind of sounding unworldly, but also kind of having some kind of edge to it a little bit. So I kind of liked it, and I also obviously added some other things to kind of more make it more sound like it's actual lightning and things like that by adding white noise and grain delays and everything like that. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I show that the count me out and my process between that. Again, thank you for allowing me to participate in this wonderful competition. I can't wait to hear people's responses and people's submissions as well. And yeah, catch you later.